Hey everybody, it's Uncle Chuck. I don't know if everybody's seen my little carport that I built here. And it's sure nice to be able to roll the motorcycle from the front back into this thing, and then also I can work on projects and not have to tuck them back in the garage. Anyways, today's video is dedicated to Steve Cuthbert and his uncle Earl Cuthbert. So I've been wanting to do this build for a while. Boy, it was a pain in the ass. This is an SC30, so it's a 30 scale rock crawler, and it's tiny screws, tiny parts, but it's a from scratch build. Turned out pretty badass. So anyways, let's get to that. Let's see. So let's see what's going on in the lab. I've also been printing. So this is like an indoor / portable rock crawl course. This is probably less than half the parts. These bigger parts take almost a whole roll of filament, and these were taking about 20 hours to print. I put a high flow nozzle on my printer, and I've got that down to about 15, 14. These ones, I can get 3 of these out of one roll of filament, depending on how much, of course, how much is going on. This one a little bit more, something like this a little bit less, etc. But I can get 3 of these out of a roll. You can set these up all different kinds of ways, multiple levels, whatever. So I don't really have a complete functioning thing yet, because I quit printing these until I got other refills. Anyways, again, the reason for this build is in dedication to Steve and his uncle. So first, when I met Steve's uncle, Steve used to call him Uncle Bambi, Uncle Earl, and Uncle Billy Bud. Later, when I met Steve's dad, he told me in his presence that you don't call Earl anything other than Bambi, and so a lot of us called him Bambi. Bambi only told me once to not call him that, with the shit-eating grin on his face. But out of respect, he's my elder, and he's a bad motherfucker. How many bad motherfuckers do you know that can walk around with a handle like Bambi and be the baddest dude in the room? Well, Uncle Billy Bud was one of them. So since Billy Bud's passing, I've kind of passed on that handle to Steve, because that's what Steve often would call Bambi in lieu of calling him Bambi. A little more respectful, and Earl was definitely a king of the bud. Anyways, Steve and Bambi were both very much Volkswagen guys. Billy Bud had two of the bitchinest Volkswagens I ever seen, a Baja Bug, and then later he built a stock, basically standard Baja or Volkswagen Beetle that was the quietest running, the most off-road worthy. I mean, this thing would just rip across the desert, not one squeak or squeal or rattle or nothing. He had bitchin' seats in it, low back seats that were super comfortable, and he took me to one time on a rip-roaring adventure over to the local market, and I was astonished by that Volkswagen's ability, and again, how tight and quiet it was inside. Yeah, awesome stuff. Steve's owned a few bugs. So anyways, here is the Axial SCX30 that I built in dedication to Steve and his uncle. So this thing has all the goodies on it. It's an Injora body, magnet mount, aluminum chassis, Furitek Komodo motor and transmission, Injora axles, Injora steering servo, MEUS wheels and tires, Furitek receiver, which uses a stock SL2 axial receiver, which is great because I got so many of those laying around. Yeah, this thing's pretty great. Stainless steel drive shafts, aluminum links, aluminum chassis. So not real heavy, but probably perfect. I haven't even ran this thing yet, so we're gonna check that out. Anyway, Steve-O. So the name of this bug is Billy Bug. Love you, brother. Yeah, this is really a 24 scale feature, so I don't know if this thing will hang on here or not. Boy, that motor's got a lot of torque, just like them Cuthberts. Then go for it. Heading out to Duke's Ranch. Duke's Red Rocket Ranch. Many of you guys might not realize that it takes a very good setup to do slow crawl like this. That doesn't come cheap. I won't admit how much something like this costs. but way worth it, really. To build these things ground up is the way to go. You get what you pay for big time. If anybody's interested, the SCX24 is great. There's some other rigs. These 30s, they're a bit small. Anyways, rest in peace, Buck. Rest in peace, Bambi. Love you, Steve. Shit, and of course now off camera I'm about to make it up this damn hill. Yeah, this thing's capable. Just like that. What the fuck? Billy Bug. Yeah. This battery's low.